I bought her like 3 pairs of Skechers. Let me see. And I bought me a pair of them too. So we have these ones too. The shape ups. And I don't know, I guess it's just what the kids are getting down with nowadays. But anyway, I bought me these ones. So why won't you wear yours like this?
I don't know. I'm used to the black ones. Because those are like a little high and I'm not used to being so high up like that.
I mean, because they're cute. What's the problem? I still ain't wore mine. I need to wear them, though.
Nothing, there's no problem with them.
Well, you should wear them. I'll get you some more shoes, though.
Okay.
Needn't worry. Mommy will get you some more shoes, but still, I mean, those white Skechers, they're new.
Yeah, I know. I wear those, but I just don't wear them to school because lately,
Because they're all white? And you don't want them dirty?
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Oh, okay.
Because you said I need to keep them clean, so that's why I don't wear them to school.
Yeah.
Because I've been having a hard time. I keep them black shoes clean.
Okay, baby. Anyway. So yeah, I bought me and my daughter some of these Skechers, and I just haven't worn mine. But she been, I don't know what her problem is with them, but I don't see a motherfucking thing wrong with them. And I think she probably wore them maybe once or twice, but she got these other Skechers that she really liked. Them was the ones, them dogs was on the ground. Them motherfuckers need to go in the trash. And then she got them all white ones, but I was telling her that, you're a young lady and you started coming to your own. If your shoes are white, leave them white. Stop walking through the motherfucking dirt and shit like your ass is in 3rd grade. Cut that shit out. Y'all, how about I went and bought Isaiah some shoes, right? I bought Isaiah some shoes. What day was that? That was the day that I was out trying to get my costume and shit together. Jody, you remember. Girl, you remember I bought Isaiah them black ass shoes, girl, them motherfucking high top ass and ones or whatever. Girl, do you know that nigga, when I came home the other day, remember? Okay. Now, you know I had to go and get my ID. I had to go to the base the other day. And me and Mitch had, redid my ID and everything. Anyway, girl, how about when I came home, you told me that you was getting ready to take a nap or whatever. So I was like, girl, heavy D pass, blah, 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 blah. So, anyway, girl, how about I pull up in the driveway? Isaiah's motherfucking ass is on the roof. Girl, I pull up in the driveway. Here I see this little nigga on my motherfucking roof, little curly top. I said, oh, hell no. Girl, I was hollering to beat the band. I said, nigga, if you don't get your black ass off that motherfucking roof. Now, see, for his birthday, he wanted that, what's that new goddamn game? Modern Warfare, whatever that goddamn game that came out this Tuesday. Anyway, I was gonna get him that motherfucking game. Let me show you what I did get. Hold on, y'all. I know booty, 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 booty rocking everywhere. Booty, 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 booty rocking everywhere. Booty, 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 booty. Booty, 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 booty. Okay, y'all. Okay, I got the wrong motherfucking game, y'all. Hold on. So, my baby was wanting a video game, so I was like, okay, well, now I'll go get him a video game. So I got Driver, San Francisco, and I got Battlefield 3, right? Now, my kids got the PlayStation 3, and they got the Xbox 360, that 250 gigabyte one, and they got the Wii, and they got, the Nintendo 3S 3Ds, and I mean, a whole bunch of little bullshit that me and Tony get their asses. That sometimes, and the reason why we do this is because scholastically they are advanced, and that's just what the fuck they like. But the flip side to that is it's taking away their activity. And so I went and I had got now my kids, like Tioni, the Wii is in her room because she on that Michael Jackson experience and all that shit. In Anthony's room, he has the PlayStation 3. No. In his room, he has his dad's Xbox 360 in his room. In Isaiah's room, he ain't got shit in there. No. Isaiah got that bullshit ass one that I had got from CVS, and it's like about, I don't know, it's like a bullshit ass bunk ass Wii. that was like $40 last Christmas or something like that, and it was like had like 10, 30 games in one or whatever. He got that shit hooked to his direct TV in his room. My kids also have their own direct TVs and direct TV receivers and shit in their room. Anyway, y'all, I jumped in their ass because I'm like, okay, you guys got enough shit in here to keep you guys active. Now Anthony and Tioni, they're not down for going outside and playing and shit. Like how we used to get down, go outside and play and all that shit. Hold on. Yeah, they don't. They ain't going outside and play like how we used to go outside and play. And so I bought the little motion things for the Xbox and for the PlayStation 3. So they got those Just Dance and all that shit. So over the weekend, last weekend, we worked out as a group with they little Just Dance or whatever. And then I bought that Zamba. You guys remember that? I bought that last Christmas. And so I just really need to get my children active. They need to be active. Now, Isaiah, he doesn't have much of a weight issue at all because he's very, very athletic. Isaiah has been playing football since he was like about 5 years old. Because Tony also runs a league and shit like that. So, and by Tony being a ref, Tony is into all that kind of stuff. So he had Isaiah into that. And it's funny because when Anthony was a baby, we had him in soccer. He played soccer. He played t-ball. But he just never gravitated to that. He was more into how do I take that apart and let me refix it. He's always been a tech kid. He's always been a tech kid. And he's always had the mindset of, if I open up the back of the TV, I want to see how it's put together. And as a kid, when he was a little bitty kid, we used to be pissed because he used to take apart the remote controls and shit. And, he would take off the back of his TV, when the TVs were the big back TVs. Now, everybody got the little thin high def TVs and shit, so all of them are thin now. But at first, they had the big back ones and shit. Well, anyway, Anthony had the big back TV with the VCR at the bottom. I mean, with the direct TV with the DVD at the bottom, and they had the kid themed ones. And Anthony actually had a Buzz Lightyear, TV with the DVD at the bottom, and then Isaiah had one that was Cars, and Tioni had the Princess one, and they had the DVDs at the bottom. This boy done went in there and took that whole motherfucker loose, and then opened up the back of it, and and he's always been that kid. Always, always, always been that kid to take shit apart and let me figure out how it works. Let me see what makes this do what it do. So, and I guess that is one reason why we shower them with a lot of things, because they are good kids. They're really good kids. My kids can't dance. They don't know. Isaiah's a little bit more. Isaiah's more like me. Whereas Isaiah's adaptable and he like, shit, let's get this motherfucking party started. Like, he'd come up in here, Mama, I want to go to my homeboy's house. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down, aren't you in the 5th grade? Homeboy's house. Because he'll come up in this motherfucker, Mama, my homeboys is outside and I want to go, you know what I'm saying? We want to go ride our bikes. See, he'll go out and he'll ride his bike, and do all of that shit. But Anthony and Tioni, they ain't finna do all that. They like, well, we finna sit right here and we finna watch, them Twilights and all that shit. They into all of that kind of old shit. Anthony and Tioni are two peas in a pod. Tioni is more like, she's a mixture between me and her dad. She has the personality like me because I'm very extroverted and Tony is really introverted. Tony is a Capricorn and he's about his business. He's about making his motherfucking money and he's about moving up the corporate ladder and all that kind of shit. This nigga got all kind of job titles. It's unbelievable. When I call his motherfucking office, it's like da 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 da, please, and I'm like, huh? But see, that's just the type of man that he is, you know. And I'm like, Tony, do you ever just sit down and just rest? And from the time I've known Tone, he's always been, you know, about his money, and he just does not get tired. This nigga just keeps going and going and going and going and going, and he's given so much of his life to the military, and then you know he's an air traffic controller, so he does that. You know, he's just all over the place, man. He's all over the place, and then he'll have his football games that he does Pac-10 college and all that. So I mean, he's just all over the place. Some days I don't know where he's gonna be. I don't know where he's going to be in the world. I just don't know sometimes. But when it comes down to me and our children, superb. I mean, superb. I mean, me and the kids are straight. Okay? He absolutely, and even when he was wilding out, when he was younger and he was running chicks and shit, and you know, and all that shit, and he was fucking bitches in different area codes and shit, and he was fucking one bitch that worked at the motherfucking commissary, bitch, while you're bullshitting. And I went right through that bitch line because she was one of the cashiers, right? And so I had already knew, you know what I'm saying, I already knew her name, her full name, and all that shit. And I was like, Miss Clark working today? They was like, oh, well, yeah, she's at the register. I said, okay. I got all my motherfucking groceries and shit. I ain't gonna say her first name, but her last name is Clark. But anyway, so I got all my groceries and shit. Went right through that bitch line. She was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She didn't even know who the fuck I was. I knew who she was though, based on the motherfucking pictures that the bitch had of my husband's phone and all that other shit. But you know what? I couldn't charge it to her. I charged it to him. That's why I went in on his ass. But it was her turn then. Y'all, I went through a motherfucking line and shit. She was like, "Hi, how you doing?" I said, "I'm alright." I said, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good." I said, "I guess you are, based on the motherfucking pictures that you had in my husband's phone." That bitch, y'all, we was at the register going off like a motherfucker. But I was younger then too. Let's see, Isaiah is 10. So this was 10 years ago. Cause I didn't have Isaiah yet. So that lets you know how long ago it's been. I was young and dumb and on that dumb shit and and confrontational and excuse me and all that kind of old shit and you know, it just what it is. I had Button at 30, so you know, it just is what it is. But I mean, we didn't fight it, and I ain't never fought no bitch over no man. That just ain't never been my get down no way. I mean, I just feel like what, a nigga gonna do what he gonna do at the end of the day. So why the fuck are you fighting over this motherfucker for anyway? For real? I just never been that one to just fight a motherfucker over a man. I just ain't never been her. I don't understand the concept. I ain't with that shit.